Hello and welcome. Our special focus on Newsbreak is on the Prajwal Revanna case. The JDS MP accused of multiple crimes against women was finally arrested last night, over a month after the scandal broke, with multiple videos of him with women going viral. The case is not just very controversial and outrageous, but also political, given Revanna is former Prime Minister Deve Gowda's grandson. Now, the question we're asking today is, will justice finally be done for the countless women who were allegedly assaulted by the lawmaker, given those videos that went viral, hundreds of those videos. So that's the question, and we'll be going across to our panel in just a moment. But first, let's take you through all the fast-paced developments that have taken place since last night. Now, Prajwal Revanna was arrested in the early hours of this morning from Bengaluru airport on his return from Germany, and he's been sent to police custody now till the 6th of June. Revanna was taken into custody from the Kempe Gowda airport at 12:45 a.m. by a 3-member team of female cops. Now, this move to have women arrest him and accompany him, as you will see in those videos there, is something that has been widely appreciated. Now, Prajwal Revanna had fled to Germany a day after polling in his constituency Hassan on the 27th of April, and this is after hundreds of videos of women forced into sex by him went viral. That's the allegation. He was later suspended from the JDS by his uncle Kumaraswamy. Now, so far, there are 3 cases that have been registered against him, that have been filed with the police against him. If we talk about the other developments that have taken place in this case, earlier today, his mother's anticipatory bail plea was dismissed, and she will be questioned in the case which involves the kidnapping of a woman, one of the women who's also alleged sexual assault. Also, the High Court today adjourned to June 3rd the hearing of a plea filed by Prajwal Revanna's father, HD Revanna, for quashing of the kidnap FIR which is registered against him. Meanwhile, the Home Minister, remember, as we said, this has become a very political case as well, and there's been huge back and forth between the BJP, the Congress and the JDS, between Karnataka state government as well as the central government. Earlier today, we spoke to the Karnataka Home Minister, who promised that justice will be done for the women.
So do you feel that, finally there will be some justice that will be delivered to all those women there, because we are talking of a case that has been going on for a month now, and finally Prajwal Revanna is in the SIT nest?
Yes, he had sent a video from Germany, that he will come here on 31st, appear before the SIT. As he had promised, he has come last night, and he has been arrested now. And the due process of law will be followed by the SIT. And yes, we'll see. We'll definitely try to give justice to those women who are aggrieved. We will definitely give justice to them.
Seems like the battle between the SIT as well as the Revanna family is also going on with respect to the legal procedures. You have a case, the anticipatory bail plea of Bhavani Revanna, the bail plea of Prajwal Revanna, also the SIT challenging the bail of HD Revanna. How do you see these playouts?
No, the SIT purely go on the basis of the law of the land. We have to give justice to people, and SIT is part of the process. That is how. That is why we formed the SIT, so that to give justice.
All right, so the State Home Minister promising that justice will be done. So Prajwal Revanna, after over a month of his fleeing the country, finally returned and has been arrested. And that's the question, that now will this, this case finally take its course and justice be delivered for the countless women who have been abused? To talk more about this, we're joined by Brinda Adige, social and women activist, Lavanya Balal Jain, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Rajalakshmi Joshi, political analyst and someone who supports the BJP, and Sanjay Sahai, former ADGP, Karnataka and cybercrime expert. Thank you so much all for joining us. And Brinda Adige, first I'd like you to comment on this. Finally Prajwal Revanna has returned. There's been so much said since, in this last 1 month, since he fled the country, since this entire case became public, since those videos went viral. Are you hopeful now that finally justice will be done?
Yes, I am very hopeful. The first and immediate gesture that the government and the police put out is, don't mess with women. And that is why we have all the women police officers there to nab you. You might think that, putting your hands in the pocket and walking out of the airport and saying, I have come on my own and surrendered. That's because your passport was anyway going to die tomorrow. So that's why you have come. But the women police officers taking you into custody is a symbolic way that the government is saying that the kind of messing that he has done with women, rape, assault, video, putting out that video without anybody's permission, especially the victims, their families, there will be justice. Now, it also rests on the courts to ensure, to support and strengthen the hands of the police, because bail must not be given to him immediately. His father got bail very quickly, within 7 days or so. So the courts must also ensure that this man is put behind bars for the rest of his life. Also, there must be an ombudsman that the government must put in place, because victims today, even today, have not yet come out and spoken. We have just a few, about 5 or 6 of them, and then 2 or 3 cases that have been FIR registered. We are looking at over 100 victims. And these victims need confidence. We cannot place the blame that if you don't come, then there is no case. Well, you have not yet made that ecosystem available. We are talking of the entire Hassan Taluk, where this family has a lot of stronghold, not just political, but they also have social stronghold over there. And to get the women and their families to feel that confidence to come out and talk, there's a lot more that the government has to do. Only then will justice actually happen.
That's
Otherwise,
right.
we might lose out again.
That's right. There are 3 cases so far against Prajwal Revana. Sanjay Sahai, your comments on this, the concerns that Brinda Adige has raised. Prajwal Revana finally in custody. There are only 3 cases, formal cases registered against him so far. But I haven't seen the videos, but those who have said there are at least 100 women who may have, faced some sort of molestation or rape at his hands. So it's very important that the women feel safe, that their families feel safe for them to come forward and file those cases.
See, I've been repeating over and over again on a large number of channels that the magnitude of this crime is still unknown. So there is a dichotomy in the situation. One side, we know that this is the crime and the nature which has happened. But the legal cognizance,
yes,
every single victim, every single offense, every single scene of offense, the duration of the crime in a cumulative manner for 3, 4, 5 years, the groupings of women. We also have to understand who were these vulnerable women. There are even government employees. There are women who are party workers. And where will the women go to, or anybody go to? He will go to the elected representative, right? If you go to the elected representative and if you are put to sexual exploitation, where does it end? So first and foremost, the SIT or whatever is the agency, they have to see to it out of the 2986 videos, total number of victims and all the ingredients of the crime which are required for investigation has to be brought forth. Whether it is 100 women, 200 women, 50 women, whatever it might be. I am talking only about those 2986. I am not even talking about what all is available all throughout the public domain. So that is most important. Then the second part is the total quantum of evidence, which is already there. Lots would have been accumulated by the SIT. Lots have to be corroborated, contradicted with the accused. Now he is there for custodial investigation for 6 days. That 6 days will be very critical time as to what to extract out of him by way of interrogation, by way of seizures, by way of recreating the scene of crime, by way of getting into people who might be first-hand witnesses in the sense that they were in the same house at that particular point in time. So these are the things which have to be sorted out. And as far as the digital evidence is concerned, there are enough tools today, and might be this will go down as the best case for bringing in video evidence as a foolproof, rock-solid evidence which will stand by this case even if the victims go against the case.
But will that? Because that is the concern. People who have seen the videos have spoken out how many of these, videos are, and it seems that the women are under duress, that they're being forced. He's filming himself, engaging in these sexual acts with these women. But beyond that, I mean, will it really stand up as some sort of, as sexual assault if the women don't come forward?
Women need to come forward, and it is the duty of both the government and the special investigation team, the civil society, and the whole of the political class who gives lip service to women's security and crime against women. It is supposed to be a zero tolerance country against crime against women. So everybody has to stand up. And I think in the current moment, I think it's the civil society which has to stand up, because we have seeing these politicians riding roughshod all across the country.
That's right.
So
well, we saw those massive protests that were there in Hassan, Chalo Hassan. That was the call, I think, in Karnataka, and many activists and civil society groups went there. But yes, to take it beyond that, Lavanya, Balal Jain, the Home Minister of Karnataka, talking about how justice will be done to the women, but they must really walk the talk. Only 3 cases have been filed so far. So clearly, more of the victims are not feeling confident enough to come forward.
No, I think that's a wrong assumption to make. There are a lot more victims. Apparently, there are more than 70 victims. And let me make it very clear, going through 3,000 videos and getting evidence from more than those 3 or 4 women who have filed cases till now is not
right. That's as much as we know, as the media, the public know that there are 3 cases that have been actually filed. But yes, it's said that there are many victims, nearly 100.
Yes. So I think till now, the government of Karnataka has walked the talk. It has been very meticulous. The SIT has been very, very careful in going through all the evidence and making sure there are no loopholes for this person, for this accused to get out of the case in any way. So they have been very careful, very meticulous when following it up with the case, because at the core of this case, the Congress is very, very clear that the safety of this woman, the dignity of this woman, justice for this woman is much more important than anything else. And you have already seen that he was taken away. It may be a very symbolic gesture, but it means a lot that there were 5 very senior women police officers who escorted him out of the airport to the investigation or to the SIT office. So I think everybody, irrespective of whichever party, everybody agrees that this guy must not be allowed to have any kind of loopholes, and the government is making sure that the case is airtight against Prajwal Revanna.
Right. We've seen also a lot of politics over this entire case between the Congress and the JDS, the BJP, also between the state government and the central government. And Rajalakshmi Joshi, your comments on this. This is something that we want to go beyond, any politics. And yes, we've just come through a very long election where women voters were the big focus. And so women's safety should also be the big focus. We very well may see on the 4th of June that Prajwal Revanna actually wins his seat in Hassan.
Gargi, you know what? I felt a real sense of satisfaction when I saw that these women officers were grabbing this person, this accused. I think that really gives out a strong message. And I'm thankful to the Karnataka police for this kind of a message. And but only, I wish that they had taken stronger action before he left the country, and also, not getting into politics. But the Karnataka police has been very extremely meticulous when they were trying to, arrest another person who was actually, he had posted something on Twitter. So they were very meticulous in following him to Goa. From when he had left Mumbai, he went to Goa, and that time they tracked his whereabouts and they caught him there. But at the same time, when it came to this person, this accused, Mr. Prajwal Revanna, who was, till that time, he was a UPA MP. He was a member of their own alliance. And in spite of that, in spite of knowing, in spite of the State Commission of Karnataka knowing that, there was this cases against him, in spite of that, 2 days later, early in the morning on the 27th, on the 25th, the State Commission of Karnataka for Women was appraised of all of this.
If I
and
may
yet on the 27th morning, Ms. Lavanya, I did not interrupt you when you were speaking. Please allow me.
I'm
so on the 27th morning, this person flies off. So, after that, just imagine, it is a huge achievement that he has come back. Yes, because otherwise, it would have been extremely difficult to get back a person who has actually flown out of the country.
All right, Lavanya,
allowing a
let
person to just fly away.
Let me
That, I
ask
think, could have
Lavanya
been
to
avoidable.
respond to that.
So
Lavanya
it looks
Jain,
as
if
if
you could
there
respond
was
to
some
that.
kind
Just a
of
moment. Let
politics
her respond to this.
Well, yeah, Gargi, let me make it very clear. He is a politician, so multiple political parties will be involved in this. Let me make it very clear. When people talk about he's an UPA MP, he was suspended last year. I think a lot of people have forgotten why Prajwal Revanna was suspended. And then at the point of alliance, he was at the point of when these CDs came out, he was an NDA alliance partner. So when people talk about, hey, he was an UPA MP, that does not exempt any political party.
All right,
from
well, I want to go beyond, this BJP Congress.
Person.
I want to bring in Brinda Dige. The other point of concern is how these videos came out. That is something that we don't know. Were the parties in the know? Did Congress know beforehand? Did BJP know about all these crimes beforehand? Were the JDS aware beforehand? All this is very concerning, and the fact that these videos were released, just before the elections taking place in Hassan. That is a big concern. We also know that a case was filed earlier trying to, mute the media and contain these videos. So it clearly, people would have been in the know, and that is something that has also been very uncomfortable and very concerning when we talk about this case.
Absolutely, Gargi, because we know that this particular predator had taken gag orders against the press to publicizing anything almost a year ago. And I refuse to believe that the intelligence wing of either Congress party or the BJP
or
party
the BJP center or state government weren't aware. Exactly. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, did not have all of this information. So on one side, yes, he was suspended and all of it. But on the other side, we also had our Prime Minister who said every vote that goes to this man is a vote to me. So both political parties must be held accountable and must be responsible.
Because and the fact that these videos, I know Brinda Dige, many of you have, voiced this concern, the manner that these videos went viral, were they just used, in election time to, build this case against him? But at the same time, you've also put so many women at risk, so many women whose families weren't aware that they had undergone this sort of treatment or were involved in this manner. Now they have to face shame, and, many have had to even leave their homes and face, the public in their localities. So that has also been something that's very concerning.
Absolutely right, because this is not something that's just done and over and in 3-4 years time there might be a justice and an order. These are women and families who are going to suffer this ordeal for the rest of their lives, irrespective of procedural justice and judgment and orders that might come. An ordeal and trauma that's not going to get wiped away. We may be able to delete hundreds of other videos that may be anywhere, either on the internet or in the dark web. But just remember that history continues to repeat itself again and again. Today, we know that many of them are using these videos also as porn and releasing them just after the elections, without a thought for these vulnerable women who had no other option, no other choice, and nowhere else to go and seek support and help. Irrespective of all the laws that we have, these women were pushed to a corner because power was abused, authority was misused. And that is why we are talking of this case.
So you really, spare a thought for that as well. Sanjay Sahay, a quick comment on this. The fact that these videos were just put out there, by whom one still doesn't know. BJP says it could be Congress, JDS says it could be Congress, others say, wherever.
See, first and foremost, everybody knew about it.
I'm saying we don't know. There have been allegations back and forth about who released these videos, but yes.
No, that is perfectly fine.
There have been arrests. I think you people should check. There have been arrests of the multiple youth who have, who were caught spreading these videos.
Spreading and then actually the person who released them, it's a different matter. Yes, Sanjay Sahay, your comment on that.
Prajwal Revanna, he got a gag order, knowing fully well what the videos are and that videos might hit the public domain. When this alliance was being staged, it was made known to the political powers that be. It was there in the public domain couple of days before the election, if not more. And it is not one or two pen drives. I think couple of thousand of pen drives were distributed all over the place.
Yes.
Now, how it was done and in which manner, and whether these people have any idea of the law or their only concern was to garner votes, that will come out in the investigation. Or
yes, and one definitely hopes it does come out, because to use, videos of women being raped, just put them out there as a political or election.
I think there will be whole gamut of people who should go inside.
Right, Rajalakshmi Joshi, quick comment on that, and then finally Lavanya Balal. Yes.
Gargi, see, what I was trying to say is, just like, in Sandesh Khali, so many women came out and they actually have put out all their complaints. Even now, actually, whoever is a victim here, they should be actually given the support, and they should be feeling, confident enough to come out and say that we have gone through all this ordeal, because, it is extremely difficult for any women to go and seek any kind of help from any elected representative if this is going to be the kind of conduct. This abuse of power and position, where, this is a very complicated situation where Mr. Revanna, the Prajwal Revanna's father, he was in very good terms with people from the Congress, and then he was in alliance with the people from the BJP. So,
which is why we really hope justice will be done. It is the family of, former Prime Minister Deve Gowda, a very powerful family in Karnataka. I can imagine, they know, politicians all across the board. Final word to you, Lavanya Balal. Jen, we really hope that justice will be done in this case.
I think we have walked the talk. The Congress government has walked the talk, saying we will ensure that these women get justice. But I would like to point out that though Revanna or anybody might be close to any Congress leader, that has not stopped the Congress party from taking action against anybody, be it Revanna or be it Revanna's son or be it Revanna's wife, who is also under investigation, who might get arrested tomorrow. So the investigation has taken place against all of them, and the government has not spared anybody. And of course, at the core of all of this, I would like to reiterate, our victims' safety and dignity is of the utmost importance for the party.
No, absolutely. And I'm completely out of time, but thank you all for joining us here. And yes, the dignity and safety of the victims here is the utmost importance. And hopefully now that Prajwal Revanna has returned, the law will take its course and justice will be done for the victims. We'll slip into a short break. More news on the other side. Thanks for watching.